What are you doing?
Hey folks, we are using the Rustoleum's instantly converts rust to a protective paintable surface. We pressure washed. Well, the girls scraped it, they got it all cleaned out. Grandpa pressure washed it, and now we are converting what rust is left into something we can paint. And then we bought 1 can of rubberized undercoating, and we're gonna paint that on it. We're gonna spray paint that and see how it works. If we like it, we're gonna buy a bunch more, because once we filled in all the stuff that's gonna go in here, the storage, there's not gonna be a way to treat this area at all. They're gonna bolt those in hard. So we gotta do it all now. So basically that's it. We're taking it down, cleaning it up, prepping it to be covered for another 10 years while we explore America. Peace out, my nomies. That's Grandpa Nerd over there. It comes out like black paint. So basically just looks like black spray paint.
Whew, I'm getting high.
Yeah, that's why we got the 2 fans going. Give us a little ventilation.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, I get to talk, not you?
Yeah, because I mean, I got it.
We'll take that off for right now.
Okay, we're doing, is it on?
Yeah.
Okay. We're doing a little undercoating where we're going to put the box. I've already gotten 1 coat on, and I'm going to put another coat on with this stuff here. As you can see, I've got a mask, which is a good idea, and a face shield.
Because he
All good
painted his
ideas.
glasses.
Yes. It goes on really good. We got quite a bit of wind blowing right now. And that one's empty. I've already used 5 cans of this stuff.
Just to do this small section?
Huh?
Just for this section?
Yeah, just for this section where we're going to put the box. But it goes on really nice. Okay. Just like making margaritas.
I was just thinking that. Or the James Bond drink.
A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Of course, after you've had a couple of martinis.
Is that all?
That's it. Oh. It looks good.
And once again, we were
Right.
using that right there. Hey, so today we drove the bus to the house again. It's the very next weekend, and so we're here doing a little bit of work, and I'm going to show you what we're doing today. All right.
How we doing, everybody? It's Nerd Herd Nomads. Yep, and my brain's behind me. Sometimes it falls out of the back of my head. It's Groot. So today we brought the bus into where we're at, and we are replacing the thermostat that sits on top of the engine for the radiator. It's a pretty simple process. It's not a real expensive thing to do, and she was overheating when we first bought her, so we replaced that just in the hopes that that's the issue. It may not be, but we also are having to put radiator fluid in her relatively often. After we run it about, I don't know, 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours, she needs radiator fluid. I'm not sure if it's just a normal thing, these cook it off, because there's a little bit of steam coming out of the bottom. But so we got her up on blocks, and I'll show you that here in a second. Parked in our front yard. We threw some cat litter underneath her, and a big old tub to catch the fluid that came off, because when you take the valve off the top, you got to do that. Now let me show you that valve where we did, or at least the spot where we did it. Okay, hold on, here we go. Turn around. This is our engine. You can see she's a Cummins down right at the base of that. Hard to see, but that's where that thermostat goes in. She's overheating. That's got us a little concerned. The thermostat is actually one of these things here. They don't cost a whole lot. Advanced Auto had that one, I think, or somebody. Let me back up. Man who did the work for this job. So if it goes wrong, we're gonna blame him. There's Grandpa Nerd. When we come around the front, we also replaced the radiator cap that was on it. It didn't have one of these. And basically, when you put it on, you got it on, right? That goes down. And if you want to take it off or something, but it might be still a little warm, these little relief valves, you pull it up and it depressurizes it, so you're not doing that whole loosening partially, and you know, which you really shouldn't do it at all ever when it's hot, but we're human, so we're going to do that. And then you just close it. But another thing we're going to do today is we're going to take this piece off. That looks like louver control to me, to control the amount of air that goes in it. It's got an air controlled arm right here, and that makes these louvers go up or down, widening or closing them. Doesn't work, but we're going to take that part off, which means I got to cap off this air line here. It's got 6 bolts. There's one. There's 3 on each side. I see no sign any fluid actually travels through it, but we're going to do that. So, that being said, let me turn you around. Whoop. Ha. That's where we're at. The girls also, our reverse lights were turning on and they wouldn't turn off. And somebody commented and told us something to do, but I didn't understand what they were talking about. Something about disconnect and reconnect the master ground. Dude, I can wire a house, but I don't know shit about, excuse me, I don't know anything about wiring cars. I understand that the whole chassis is basically the ground or the neutral line. So we're troubleshooting that today. Feel free to comment, because chances are, since we don't know what the heck we're doing, it ain't gonna get fixed today. But yeah, feel free to comment. Okay, so we got Grandpa Nerd taking off 6 bolts. It's these bolts here. We're gonna try to take this piece out now.
I'll go ahead and get this one.
Now this piece here, it's got an air line going to it, so we're gonna have to drain the air lines. You're gonna hear that in a few minutes. I'm gonna open up the air lines to drain it completely out so we can cap that off. Okay, we'll walk back here, show you the air lines. See if we can't get these drained out. And here's one of them, right there. And there's an air line back there. See if I can't get down to it. See, there's the air valve for this one right here. I gotta close my eyes so the camera may turn off because I don't want this to spray in my face. Wow, look here. A lot of rust buildup. You're gonna have to take that down the metal and clean it up. Still pretty solid though, I think. We'll know when we clean it up though. That's a good air. The air is out. Let me pause this for a minute.
It's freaking hot.
Okay.
So Charlie got it all unbolted, and now we're going to pull it out. This is the louver system. Basically these go up and down, kind of like your blinds do in your house. If they're closed, less air can flow through. That's something in Pennsylvania where we got the bus would need to keep the engine warm. We're in Florida. We don't have that issue. But it's run through an air valve right here. This air piston controls this right here. And as this moves up or down, it opens or closes the louvers. So now that we've got it out, hold on, Charlie. Hold on. Now that we got it out, let me go over here. I gotta go to the depot and find a cap for this to screw onto this. Otherwise, my air will never stop flowing. I'll just be wasting air. So we're gonna go do that. And I gotta talk to somebody to find out what the hell this is, if I can remove it. I'm thinking it's the transmission cooler, but I don't know. Once I identify it, because if you look at it, even this isn't letting a lot of air flow through there. And we plan on driving this. We plan on driving the this bus into the Valley of Death, the desert.
Dun dun dun.
So I gotta have it cool. So I gotta research and see if I can take this off too. Okay, so this is what we got. We took the louver thing off. We disassembled it. This is the actuator. That air comes in here and pushes that in and out. Okay, and what that does is it moves this arm here, which in turn moves the levers back and forth. These right here. Okay, they turn based upon where this arm is at. Now, we spent most of the day trying to find a way to plug the hose that came off here. What we ended up doing is, after going to several different stores, we're taking the plug out of here, the adapter, this connector, which looks like that. Just two different size ends on it, and we're going to put some thread on it, right? This side will go in this one to seal off the end, and this side will go in the hose to seal off that. Okay, so that will do this second. Before I do that, I also needed to seal this up because we may decide wintertime we may need to put this back on. So I don't want to destroy it. I'm just going to put it somewhere and let it sit in a corner. So I got a plug, and I'm not going to put tape on this. I'm just going to get it in there snug. But I don't need any tape on it because it's not going to have any air pressure under it. I just want to keep debris from getting inside it. Little buggies, things like that. So we're just going to I can get my fat fingers to work. Maybe. Here we go. Just gonna get that going there, and just give it a little. There. That's all it's got to do, and then that's done. And then I'll reattach this back over here where it's supposed to be. But I'll do that off camera. There's nothing you need to see. The next thing is I'm gonna put some tape on all these threads because I want to go over there, and I need to make sure I don't have air leaks. A lot of buses have air brakes, so air leaks are bad. So, because you don't want to be losing air, especially if you're going through the mountains. So, and when you're doing this, what I don't want to do is have this Teflon tape over the end. I want it just on the threads because I don't want it inside my air system. Okay? So, if I get it over that, I'll just have to trim it off. Put that on, go in the same direction the threads go. You don't need to go around a whole bunch of times. It's just enough to get air seal. That's what you want. If I don't drop it too much. Okay, that goes there. And then this is the cap. That goes on it. Assuming I can get it threaded now. Of course, it may not want that Teflon tape. It may be such a tight fit. She's being difficult. She may not like that thread or that Teflon tape I put on it. It's also kind of marred a little bit. Just a little. Grab that. Get that on nice and snug. If I do the tightening here, I don't have to worry about messing with the hose trying to get it tight there. Okay, you don't want, this is brass. Brass will strip, but I don't want it coming undone either. So we put that on, and then once I put the other Teflon tape on, I'm gonna hand this over to Grandpa Nerd, and he's going to screw it in to the hose. So same routine. I'll put just a little bit. I don't need a lot. I just want to make sure that that we get a nice tight air seal without having any of those threads, any of that Teflon tape on the inside. Okay. Okay, you got your stuff, Grandpa? This is to hold this part, and actually you can probably just use that. There you go. So I'm going to hand this over to Grandpa, and he's going to move over there. And try to keep it so the camera can see it, Grandpa. Yeah. Push that down. Push it down first. Push this down first, so it's out of the way, and then try to get that on as best you can, and then bring the nut up.
Nut up or shut up?
She said it, not me. Yep. Take this, put a zip tie on her.
That's a good idea.
Keep her front, because I don't want her flopping around. I don't want to roll it up against that, because that's going to get hot. What I want to do is, I'm going to put a zip tie here, and then I'm going to take another one and just put it through it. Sorry, I got my hands in the way. I apologize. So I'll put one zip tie here. I don't want to put it on the hose, because I don't want to mess with the hose. I'm going to put it on the fitting, right? Then I'm going to run the other zip tie through here, right? So then we torque that down, nice and snug. So it's holding. Okay, and then I take this one, okay, and now I attach it back here, kind of loop it back on itself. This is the same air hose. It's just kind of loops down below, and we will put that in there. And not super tight, just enough that I don't want it flopping and hitting the flopping around too bad, like that. And that'll keep it, if you look down, it'll keep it from popping up against this. And then all I gotta do is trim that off, and we're good. So now we charge her up.
And see if it worked.
And see if it works. Peace out, my nomies.